From the western home of spring training baseball, this is Brad Cesmat's Baseball AZ.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome on into today's show. We're rounding third and heading to home. The regular season is right around the corner. And we continue to look at teams here in the Cactus League, but also take a national view on where the game is going here in 2016. So we'll be all over the place today and look forward to bringing you all the different angles here in Arizona. On today's show, Jeff Passan, one of the respected voices in all of Major League Baseball from Yahoo Sports, about the Royals' chances to repeat and much, much more. We're going to hear from several of the general managers around the Cactus League, from the Giants, the Angels, and the Dodgers. Diamondbacks skipper Chip Hale has some thoughts on the middle of his infield with Gene Segura playing so well. Of course, here in Arizona, we like to show you all the places you can go to when you're not here at spring training games. Today to Old Town Glendale, Soretta's Chocolates. Oh man, you look like you can get in trouble in there before or after a Cactus League game. And you've got to take some BP when you get out here to the Cactus League, a cool batting cage spot over in Mesa. Plus Commissioner Rob Manfred, all on today's show. But let's start today's show on a national view of the great game of baseball here in the Cactus League, rolling around to the start of the regular season before you know it. I caught up with Jeff Passan from Yahoo Sports, one of the best in the business, earlier. What's caught your eye on the Arizona circuit?
I mean, it's tough not to say the Chicago Cubs. There's just such an energy and a buzz around that team right now, and there's just so much talent there. I mean, they won 97 games last season, and they added Jason Hayward and John Lackey this offseason. I mean, they've really turned things up and put the pressure on everybody in that division. And it's one of baseball's best divisions. The Pirates are going to be good this year. The Cardinals, I think, still without Lackey and Hayward, are going to be very good as well. And the Cubs, to me, just have the look of the best team in baseball right now. And, you know, when there's a huge jump in victories from year to year like the Cubs had last season, you expect a little bit of regression in the following year. But it's tough to see where this team doesn't succeed, from the talent on the field to the manager and Joe Madden. I just think they're rock solid top to bottom.
Any reason to believe that there are chinks in the armor with the Royals, or are they just going to steamroll this year?
I don't see any team in the American League being capable of, you know, the steamroller thing, frankly. And you know, on the other hand, I see just about every team in the American League having a shot at the playoffs. You know, the season's going to bear out something different. There are always teams that lose 90 games. There are always teams that win 90 games. But right now, I think it's really tough to peg those. And to me, the teams that are going to survive are the ones that stay healthy. The Royals have managed to stay very healthy these last 2 years, especially with their starting pitching. And so if they can manage that for another year, I think that they're going to be in good shape, because they've got a formula, it works, and they're good at it.
Now let's turn the page over to San Francisco. The Giants, as always, a very intriguing team. We spoke with their front office earlier. When you come into spring training, there's always fans look at, well, this guy and this guy, it's some margin that's been added. How about below the surface, the players that are that close? Who are some guys that fans, if they come out and watch the Giants, you're looking at the spring saying, you know what, Brad, here's a guy that's coming along, we're taking a good, long, hard look at?
Well, we have a lot of guys in our system that are coming from the bullpen. We added 8 pitchers to the roster this winter, all of whom are moving at a pretty good pace in terms of being able to help us up the line. So I think Derek Law is a guy, Ray Black, both bullpen arms, but just very interesting to watch. Steven Okert from the left side. Those are guys that people are going to take note of. I mean, people paid a lot of attention to Christian Arroyo in the Arizona Fall League this year. He's probably going to go to AA for us, but they're going to get to see him. And I think that's going to be exciting for them, and exciting for fans, but exciting for Christian to get some playing time. There'll be some competition out there, too. I mean, our 5th outfield spot's open, and Mac Williamson and Jarrett Parker and Gorkis Hernandez and some other guys will be competing for that spot. But, again, a lot of our clubs put together. It's just a matter of the last few spots.
When you have Buster Posey, fans come out to see him here in spring training. He's the same guy spring training as he is during the regular season, I'm guessing. What are you looking forward to seeing out of Buster?
Well, Buster's just such a great presence, not only in the lineup, but for our pitching staff behind the plate, the way he guides them through a game, his preparation, his leadership in the clubhouse, which people don't see. I mean, he really sets a tone, and he's a big part of the reason we've been successful. And partners in crime, are extended through that clubhouse, but with Hunter Pence and Bumgardner and Kane and others. But he's a big key to that success. And as a quarterback on the field and then middle of the lineup hitter in the lineup, he helps us on both sides of the ball in huge ways.
Hey, when you come to the Cactus League, you're going to have plenty of time outside of the games to go eat and take in some of the sights and sounds around Arizona. We bring those to you in every episode. Today, you're on the west side in Glendale. We're talking chocolate, and I don't mean any ordinary chocolate spot.
The business has progressed, of course, but so is the family. What ended up as 10 moving out here in '68 is now 84.
4 generations of Sorettas have been working at the Soretta Candy Company since calling Arizona home. In fact, Jim Sr., who started the company back in 1968, still comes to work every day. He got started in the field at his father-in-law's candy factory in Canton, Ohio.
Everybody grew up seeing Dad go to work at 5:30 in the morning and coming home for dinner at 5:30 at night. So you grew up with those expectations of yourself. Each of my brothers have a different department using different ingredients that all have to come together at the same time for production.
Joe Soretta says they can produce 6,000 pounds of product daily at their Glendale location. This includes chocolates, caramels, and many other sweet treats people can buy in-house and online.
We have hundreds of varieties at this point in time. French mints are #1 piece.
Beverly Ann's, named after his mother, is another popular item.
That's a vanilla cream center, rolled in chocolate, and crushed peanuts.
The history of Soretta's also lies in the machines that make the goodies. From a replica of the one used in the famous candy-making I Love Lucy episode.
That particular machine we purchased maybe 30 years ago.
To a machine built back in 1929.
That technology was used by Disneyland to develop 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And it's like a decompression chamber. But we use it to remove heat and moisture from a cream center before we spill it on a ball beater to redevelop the sugar crystals. What that does in 6 seconds is removes excess moisture and 100 degrees of heat. By using this piece, I can get so many more batches in any given day.
Spring training visitors have a chance to check out the candy making process with free tours during the week. A home run you definitely don't want to miss out on.
I enjoy talking to the customers, and I learn so much more. Every time I do, I learn something.
Still to come, we'll head over to the Arizona Diamondbacks camp. They have an interesting dilemma in the middle of their infield, but one guy has really made an impact in Gene Segura. We'll hear from the skipper, Chip Hale. The Angels will hear from their front office. Later, we'll take you out to the batting cages. You've got to get some serious BP when you come to the Cactus League. We've got a spot for you there. And much more as we continue on. Brad Cesmat's Baseball AZ continues. As we look towards the start of the season next week, the National League West figures to be a dogfight. You have the usual suspects at the top in the Dodgers and the Giants. Arizona is an intriguing team. They've sunk a ton of money into Zach Greinke to lead their rotation. They've also added Gene Segura from the Milwaukee Brewers, and he has had a terrific spring. Here's their manager, Chip Hale.
He's hitting pretty well. I mean, his numbers are phenomenal. He's played second. He's played short, and both very well. We're happy with both of them. I mean, he's just done a good job. Energy on the bases, stealing bases, taking extra bases are important. It's his game. And sort of just our style of play. So we've been very happy with him.
Has he been the most pleasant surprise of yours?
I don't think so. I mean, I've always held Gene in high regards. When I saw him in Milwaukee, he was always a tough out. Just exactly what we're seeing today, just exciting baseball. So I wasn't surprised by it. I'm happy with it because I know sometimes you can, lose your game, and there's definitely no loss in that game. So I'm not surprised by it.
From there, let's take you over to the Angels, a team in transition with a lot of star players, including one of the best in the game in Mike Trout. Here's their general manager.
I like our facility. I like the fact that our minor league facility is so close, so it's easy for us to be able to get from our major league facility down to our minor league facility. If we want to run guys down onto the backfields or we want to do sim games, it's a very good layout for what we want to accomplish on a day-to-day basis.
Fans are going to come out. They'll want to see Albert Pujols. How's he coming along, and what's the view for Albert?
So far, so good. Albert's taken BP. He's been cleared for agility drills, so everything's been very positive in the feedback that we've gotten. So we'll see how he moves on a day-to-day basis and how he recovers. What
are the questions you want to get answered here the first few weeks of spring training?
God, I don't really have any specific questions I'm looking to have answered. I just want to see, guys competing in a number of spots. We have some openings or some competition going on in left field as well as second base. So I'd like to see, a really good competition there.
The world of baseball recently lost an icon, Joe Garagiola Sr., Hall of Fame broadcaster and a good friend. I spoke with ESPN's baseball analyst Pedro Gomez in studio by phone earlier on the loss of the legend. Pedro Gomez with us, ESPN baseball insider, on the loss of Joe Garagiola Sr. So you knew Sr. very, very well, as did I.
Yes.
When you received the news, what were your initial thoughts?
It's funny because this was my immediate action. I was obviously sad because we know Joe so well, but it was almost a celebration because I immediately texted Joe Jr. I didn't feel like a phone call on this day was the right thing to do. So I just wanted to send Joe a message that I was thinking about him. And I texted Joe a somewhat lengthy text. I just said, "Hey, Joe, your thoughts are with, you and your family's thoughts are with me. I just wanted you to know that instead of being sad on a day like this is really a day to celebrate. It's rare in life when someone gets to do exactly what they want to do in life. Mm-hmm. And your father certainly lived that life. And for that, he is to be commended. He was a great man. And I feel all the more luckier to have met him. And surprisingly, believe me, I did not expect a return. Joe replied to my text within a matter of minutes and said, "Pedro, you're absolutely right. He never got cheated out of 1 minute of his life. Thanks for thinking of me." It was, believe me, I did not expect a return. And that I just wanted to pass along those sentiments to Joe Jr. and who you and I know very well as well. And I just think that a lot of times when people pass along, we're really down. There's also times for celebration. And I think in Joe Sr.'s case, it should be celebrated more than it should be a down type of day.
Welcome back. As always, every week, we like to hear from Commissioner Rob Manfred on the great game of baseball as we get ready for the start of the 2016 season.
I am interested in both Asia and Europe. We've had a kind of tradition of opening periodically in Japan. I hope that we can make an arrangement whereby we will do that again and do it before too long. We are interested in playing somewhere in Europe, London in particular. That would be a little different spot in the calendar just because of the weather. Obviously, a different spot in the calendar would present its own set of challenges, but it's something that we remain very interested in. We think it's important to bring our real product, and I think in the case of baseball, that means regular season baseball, to countries where it has not been seen before.
Now over to the Dodgers. We've not really addressed them here on the show so far in spring training. Their general manager, Farhan Zaidi, has more on the team for the coming season.
Well, our roster is pretty much set. I think as much as anything, we want to get a look at some of our younger players, some of our younger pitchers, knowing that things happen over the course of the season and you're going to need them to come up and be contributors in some fashion. So a chance for our younger players to get to know our staff and to make an impression, just so we know that down the road when we need reinforcements, those guys are there and we have a trust level with them. I think our main concern right now is for Kenta to feel comfortable with his surroundings, being in a new country, new facility, new teammates. Grandal caught his bullpen yesterday, so developing a relationship with the major league catchers. He's such a professional. He's prepared for many seasons before. He knows how to go about doing that. So our biggest priority is just for him to feel comfortable and start creating relationships with his teammates and the staff. I've already seen some pictures, and from my last job with the A's, I went through that experience a lot of seeing players that we had be in other uniforms. I mean, it's part of the business, it's part of the game. In my year here, I know we all developed a strong relationship with Zach. We really enjoyed having him on the team, and it'll be fun competing against him. I think all our players feel the same way.
So we have a new baseball movie coming out. Everybody wants some. It is a comedy. I don't believe it's The Natural or Field of Dreams, but nonetheless, a baseball film for you to check out.
You have not earned teammate status yet.
Who the hell are you? Oh, Jake Bradford.
And until you do, you're nobody.
Excuse me. Yeah. Bye.
The one thing I took away was it looked very authentic, and you could tell there were a lot of guys with plain backgrounds. How much did that help, and what was the preparation like for you guys?
I think faking baseball is one of the ones that's really tough to do on TV because it kind of has to be you. You can't. It's hard to put a double. You can't put a helmet on or anything and throw a double in there. So definitely helped. But I think more than anything, it's kind of even this is the point of the movie. It's not so much the game itself, but really more just like the environment and the camaraderie amongst the guys.
What does it mean to get back on the field?
It was cool. It was cool. I got that month. I said, dude, you better get in gear. I called a buddy when I found out I got it and knew that I had to pitch. I was like, all right, dude, I got to get myself in shape. And then I had to learn to do it 1980s style, like way over the top and all that, which was cool. But it was fun. I mean, you have dreams, like every athlete does. Like when you stop playing, you dream about getting back on the mound, facing a batter, just doing it one more time. And I got to go do it, so that was cool.
Then there's no concept of right, wrong, what's good to say in front of people, what's bad to say in front of people.
I mean, I don't do that because I have a girlfriend.
My mom, the way she raised me, completely out the window in this production.
Yeah.
Completely out the window.
Sorry, Mom.
It's like, we just like bunked up at Rick's Ranch for a bit and just like woke up, rehearsed the script, played baseball, danced, rehearsed the script again, then went to his game room, competed, and then watched a movie. That was like our schedule every day.
Ultimate summer camp, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and so like you can't help but start to understand the dynamic, and you can't help but start to form a pecking order and personalities start forming and alliances and things like that. I mean, everybody was friends with each other, but it's interesting how the natural order of things kind of reflected each other on the screen.
You see the guys guys take on certain roles, and it was kind of interesting to see everyone sort of take on the role of their character in some degree.
When you come to Cactus League action, you're going to have some time before and after the games to do some fun things. Doesn't matter if it's golf or if it's hiking. We're talking now about taking BP, batting practice. We've got the spot for you over in Mesa.
You talked about spring training. Everybody has a baseball bug. It's all fun in the games, beautiful days out there, and you get the bug. So you want to come and you want to do some hitting yourself? Well, this is a great place to come down and hit.
Former Major League Baseball player Steve Scarsoni is talking about Extra Innings East Valley. Athletes of any age or those who just want to hit some balls are getting the opportunity to test out their skills in the Mesa state-of-the-art indoor baseball and softball training center.
We've got 4 coin-op batting cages, so a family can come in and jump in that cage, and each family member can hit a different type of pitch. They're automated so that you can adjust from softball or baseball, adjust to different speeds.
The token-operated batting cages aren't the only thing locals and spring training visitors can experience when they come to Extra Innings East Valley.
We also have the full-size cages that have all the L screens and the balls and the machines and everything there for you.
The tunnels are rented out by a lot of schools or club baseball and softball teams looking to work on their hitting and pitching techniques.
It's just a great, safe, clean environment to work on your game.
The training center even has a pro shop carrying top-of-the-line equipment and apparel and offers year-round baseball and softball instruction. Steve, who is currently a AAA manager with the Oakland A's, gives his time to instruct those looking to perfect their game.
We provide lessons with former Major League players that old guys like me, but we know the way around the game a little bit, and we can help the young kids, whether it be from 6, 7, 8-year-old all the way up through high school.
This place is also a popular hangout for current professional Major League Baseball players to come in and practice or just stop by and say hello.
Folks are really complimentary about the kind of people that work here, whether it be the instructors that care and are very courteous and work with the players, to the people working at the front desk.
And that's our show for this week. Thanks again for being with us. We'll see you next time on Brad Cesmat's Baseball AZ.